So what I have here are two microwave oven fan motors. They've had the fan plastic removed, pulled out of the oven. This motor is different from that motor. This motor has a little bit larger coil, and I've applied 24 volts DC over this motor's outer terminals, and it draws 300 milliamps. I apply the same 24 volts DC over this coil's outer terminals, and it draws 200 milliamps, so there's a 100 milliamp difference between the two coils. I just got my coupling in, my spider coupling. This silver one finally came in to match the other side. Worked fine with the 1/8 inch diameter center inner diameter of the coupling. What happens though is I put the coil on the scope here, and this is running over here, and when I just give it a quick spin with my fingers, you can kind of see we get a choppy sine, which is a curious thing since it should be a continuous coil. Those chops must be getting introduced because of the shaded pole winding, and you'll never see this effect probably in a DC motor because there is no such thing. There's no extra winding impinging the field, creating that weird sawtooth within the sine. Let's see if I can just catch it on a trigger. It's not very good. Let's try it again. One more time. So I mean, you can kind of see it's only in the millivolts, right? 112 millivolts. And it's only because my finger is only able to get it around once or twice before it stops moving. But that's definitely being produced every time I spin it. So there might be something there. If those phases are inverted and you get the same choppiness, or maybe the choppiness overlaid in the opposite direction such that there's a constant little bubble running along the sine. It's following the sine wave, but now you've got an up wave and a down wave superimposed at the same positioning. Yeah, maybe that could be exchanging energy and allowing an inlet into the system for whatever gets shorted to it. So I guess we'll see. I've got these 0.33 UF 400 volt capacitors. I'll put two of those in parallel, which gets me close to the 68 UF, 0.68 UF rather. This will give me 0.66 UF. And then we'll see about powering the other motor to spin this one up. I need to figure out how to mount these down real quick. I've got the pulleys on the way, so I can try it the other way where they're on the same plane and see what happens. If there's any differential between having a nose-to-nose coupling like this. I can also flip that one over so they're both on the same, except this one is now going backwards because this one's spinning one way and this one's also spinning one way, but to that coil it's spinning the opposite way. So that might be why the RV never worked. Ha! I jest. Anyway, let's see what happens.